Welcome everyone to the channel Rare Penny Empire, and thank you for joining us today as we dive into one of the most fascinating and unbelievable stories in the world of coins, collectibles, and hidden treasures that might just be sitting in your pocket change without you ever realizing it. And in this video we are going to explore in great detail the incredible story of the 2014 1-cent Liberty USA coin that has shocked collectors, investors, and everyday people around the globe because of how a simple copper-colored coin with a face value of just 1 cent, something that most of us would easily overlook or dismiss as spare change, has been discovered to carry a staggering worth of $45 million due to a combination of extraordinary minting errors, historical significance, rarity, and the obsessive demand among numismatists who are always on the hunt for rare and unusual examples of US currency that slipped through the cracks of quality control at the mint. And as we peel back the layers of this story, you will see how the 2014 Liberty 1-cent coin transformed from being a regular penny that people pass around in millions every single day into a record-breaking collector's item that now ranks among the most expensive and desirable coins ever to exist, not because of its metallic content or gold or silver value, but purely because of its imperfections, its unique mistakes, and the way those tiny differences set it apart from billions of its identical siblings in circulation. So let's begin this deep dive into the factors that make this coin worth an unimaginable sum and why experts and collectors alike are constantly scanning their collections and spare change in the hopes of finding one just like it. The first and perhaps most critical aspect of the 2014 Liberty USA 1-cent coin that elevates it to such extraordinary value is the presence of mint mark errors, because in coin collecting, mint marks act as small yet powerful indicators of where a coin was struck, and in 2014 the United States Mint produced pennies primarily at the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco facilities, each identified with the mint marks P, D, and S respectively, but this particular coin has shown anomalies, where the mint mark is either missing, doubled, misplaced, or struck in such a way that it overlaps with other design elements, creating a visual oddity that cannot be found on regular coins. And when errors like this occur, they are instantly flagged by experts as being unique or rare varieties. But what makes the 2014 Liberty penny so exceptional is that not just one but multiple error types have been reported on the same specimen, with doubling on the lettering of Liberty, distortions in the date, off-center striking that shifts the entire image slightly away from the center of the blank planchette, and even instances of die cracks that create raised lines across the surface of the coin that look almost like scars from its minting journey. And these types of mistakes are not common because the mint employs strict quality control measures to catch them, yet every so often one coin escapes detection and makes its way into circulation, creating a legend and a once-in-a-lifetime discovery for whoever happens to find it. Now, what makes this coin even more jaw-dropping is the fact that the errors themselves are dramatic and noticeable even to the naked eye. So unlike minor doubling or tiny imperfections that require magnification to confirm, the errors on this coin can be spotted by anyone who looks closely, making it both accessible to average people and highly coveted by advanced collectors. And this combination of accessibility and rarity is exactly what fuels the explosive value, because on one hand the coin is still a penny and could easily be mistaken for pocket change, but on the other hand it is so distinct in its errors that once identified it becomes instantly recognizable as something extraordinary, and that duality is what sparks global interest and bidding wars among collectors who refuse to miss the chance to own what they perceive as a once-in-history treasure. But the story doesn't stop at the physical errors, because the 2014 Liberty USA penny also carries cultural and historical weight, as coins from the modern era are rarely associated with astronomical values compared to ancient or early American examples. Yet the fact that such a recent year could produce a coin worth $45 million breaks expectations and reshapes the way we think about collecting, proving that you don't necessarily need to dig up centuries-old currency to uncover wealth, but can instead find it right in the coins minted during our own lifetimes. And this has created a ripple effect in the numismatic community, driving people from all walks of life to re-examine their pennies, quarters, dimes, and nickels for potential errors that might turn out to be similarly valuable. The demand for this particular coin is so strong that auction houses and private collectors have set aside millions just to have the opportunity to bid on it, and reports suggest that when one of these coins surfaced in near-perfect condition, with all of its striking errors clearly preserved and without damage from circulation, the price skyrocketed to $45 million, cementing it as one of the most expensive modern coins ever sold. And what's fascinating is that this valuation does not come from material value, since pennies are primarily made from copper-plated zinc and have almost no intrinsic worth beyond their denomination, but from pure collector demand and the principle of rarity, because in the world of numismatics, rarity plus demand equals value, and the rarer the error and the stronger the demand, the higher the price climbs. Collectors place immense value on the concept of survival, meaning that even though billions of pennies were minted in 2014, very few, if any, share the exact combination of errors that make this Liberty coin so unique, so the survival of just a handful, or possibly even a single specimen in pristine condition, turns it into an irreplaceable masterpiece, and the competition to own it becomes fierce, pushing the price beyond imagination, and to think that such a coin may have once passed through someone's hand unnoticed at a grocery store or been dropped into a vending machine only adds to the mystique and wonder of its journey, making it not just a coin but a piece of living history with a story that captivates anyone who hears it. Many experts also speculate on how such a severe error could have occurred in 2014 when modern minting technology is supposed to prevent these very issues, and theories range from mechanical malfunction to die misalignment or even deliberate human error, but regardless of the origin, the fact remains that its very existence defies the precision of the modern minting process, and that contradiction adds another layer of fascination, as if the coin itself is a rebel that slipped through the strictest of systems to become a legend in its own right. When talking about possibilities, there is also the exciting thought that more of these coins could be out there, hiding in jars of change, bank rolls, or pocket collections around the world, waiting to be discovered, and this possibility keeps people searching relentlessly, because the dream of finding a penny worth $45 million is enough motivation to keep collectors and casual hobbyists alike scouring their coins, creating an ongoing treasure hunt that spans across households and communities. Furthermore, this coin's value is magnified by the psychology of collectors who not only crave the rarity but also the prestige of owning something so extraordinary, because for many the value of a coin is not just monetary but also symbolic, representing the pinnacle of achievement in a collection, the crown jewel that sets them apart from others, and the 2014 Liberty USA penny fits that role perfectly, acting as both a conversation piece and a status symbol among elite collectors, which explains why some are willing to pay astronomical sums to acquire it. Imagine the feeling of holding a 1-cent coin in your hand and knowing that its true value rivals the cost of a mansion, a private jet, or a fleet of luxury cars, and that incredible contrast between face value and market value is exactly what makes stories like this so compelling to audiences everywhere, because it taps into the universal dream of finding hidden treasure where you least expect it. The legend of the 2014 Liberty 1-cent coin worth $45 million is more than just about money. It is about curiosity, possibility, and the wonder of human error creating something of immense value. And when you think about it, it is almost poetic that what was supposed to be an ordinary piece of currency has instead become a symbol of how imperfection can lead to greatness. Because without the errors, this coin would be indistinguishable from billions of others, but with them it has achieved immortality in the world of numismatics. So the next time you see a penny, especially one from the year 2014, take a closer look, study the details, examine the mint mark, the lettering, the edges, and the surface, because you never know if you might be holding a coin that could change your life forever. And while the chances are slim, the very existence of this coin proves that it is possible, and possibilities are what fuel dreams, inspire treasure hunts, and keep collectors endlessly fascinated by the smallest pieces of metal that tell the largest stories. So in closing, the 2014 Liberty USA 1-cent coin worth $45 million is not just a coin but a legend, a mystery, a masterpiece born from error, and a reminder that sometimes the most valuable treasures are hidden in plain sight, waiting for the right person to recognize their worth and unlock their story.